Today, YouTube, we're going to do a repair on the hinges of an Asus model Q502L. It's a convertible laptop letting you make it into a tablet. The problem is the hinges. I'm trying to see here. These hinges froze, and you can no longer turn them, causing the centerpiece to crack, causing the screen edge here to crack, but the actual glass is fine. I've already done some pre-disassembly. I've removed these two screws and I've pried this screen away from the backing to get a view of it. So on this side here, if we look carefully, we see the hinge support has broken away from this backing, and the rest of this frame is like this one's bolted in. So what we're going to do is going to take the bottom off of this computer. We're going to get the screen disconnected, we're going to get the hinges disconnected, we're going to get this basically into pieces, free the hinges, and stay. Customer provided me some new hinges, so new hinges for all people involved, actually over here. These hinges, I've lubricated them and I let these nuts out a little bit. If you take a, what is this, a 7/32 set driver, you can put it on these and you can loosen them. And you just want to get yourself, like, it's snug, but it's not hard. When I first got these, I could barely turn these with all my force. I figured I would break these little shafts. So I don't know what the spec is because I can't get a service manual, but I don't know what the spec is. But this was way too tight. And I think that's what happened here, is these got dirty or corroded or something happened, and basically they ruined themselves. So we're going to do the disassembly. Actually, wait, do I have my mat? Got one of these fancy magnetic mats, which is probably going to make the camera's angry because it's bright white. Now I'm seeing obvious signs of contamination from food on this case. And I saw signs of liquid damage inside, so I'm assuming this is a corrosion due to outside elements, not corrosion due to it just being fine, and these all seem to be the same so far. We haven't found anything special yet. We might, though. I doubt it, but we might. This laptop's a friend of mine. They're a photographer, and she uses this to edit her photos. But her hinge went weird, and she hasn't been able to edit them. And her boyfriend's learning IT, but he is still busy with school. So I told her I would take care of this for her because I want him to do well, and I want her to do well. So I figured we got the tools, we got the time, we need a video, so we're going to take this apart for them. I told my friend I'm going to put a sticker on it. I put a couple. I don't know how to decide yet. I might cut her something special. And then I told her she had to figure out which ones I put on. I thought about taking some off and then putting some on. But I figured that would upset her if it's something she liked and I took it off. Now you'll note I'm doing this on the side. And the only reason I'm doing this on the side is because I got the screen apart and I didn't want to have to put it back together. So I'm just leaving it the way I got it. I'm going to remove the back from the side, and then I'll just kind of work with it in pieces. Because right now my goal is to get the computer separated, get this center section out, and then get the screen off and get the top off. We'll clean it, because we can tell it's dirty. Why is it loose? They got me a back cover, which is kind of nice, even though this back cover really isn't damaged. They bought it, I'll pop it in. The screen back I couldn't find in the parts list, and I can't find a set of instructions. So, we have a benefit here though. We have the back cover Yeah, we have a back cover to this computer, as you see, covered in lead. But here's the important parts. If you look at the front, grab my pointer screwdriver, you'll see these little box holes. The hook that goes inside of these goes into this hole. If you try to pry these out, you're going to break these because they're very fragile. So on this particular set, you're going to want to undo these side latches, which will be much easier to pop apart. And then there's really no latching on this back side. So what you want to do is get these two corners, the sides, and this front will just lift. So in reality, it's going to look like this. We're going to take the sides and we're just going to turn it, and it should come right out. I could be wrong on this, but on the upside, if I'm wrong, I have another one, which I'm going to put the new one in because they gave it to me. We're also going to be changing the trackpad because it has failed. Now, we're going to use the metal spudger, the cheap Chinese version of the iSesame. They're just as good. So I guess we'll start in the corner because that makes sense, right? Honestly, I don't like to start at an edge. I start usually in a corner because I can usually get a bite in a corner. And then this one, of course, it makes a liar out of me, so we'll start in the front. Because I seen space. I had space. We're looking for purchase. There we go. Purchase. See it? And what I like to do is just kind of go sideways. And what you'll see is I'm opening. You see how easy that was? Now, I'm going to capture that with my plastic spudger. Come around this corner. That one's free. And I guess we're going to have to do the other side. Yeah, we're going to have to rotate this whole assembly. So I'm going to take my captured bit. I'm going to hold it by putting this in the corner. I'm going to take the screen. I got my screen in the fingers. Ready? Here we go, guys. Magical. Magical. I think I pushed that in a bit, but we'll see. Same trick again. I see I got space here because it looks like it's been dropped once. So yeah, I'm in there. There's our end. We kind of work our way along. We'll feel plastic tabs. The trick here is not to break anything. So if it takes a minute, it takes a minute. If it takes 5 minutes, it takes 5 minutes. I just want to look at. So here's a note. There's a spring here for what looks like a network adapter. It's right there. It's part of the cover with a clip on each side. So we want to be mindful of that as we come along. Oh, pointy end. We're going to grab us a plastic tool. Ever mindful, guys, of that. That screen is dangling by its wires. It's not in any way affixed to anything right now. It's always nice when you have another one. Oh, there is a screw right here. Again, if it don't feel like it's coming, there's a reason. In this case, there's a screw. And now, unfortunately, the Sailor Moon warranty has been voided. So now we should be able to just roll right on down this. Yep. Something's still got a hang on me here. Something's got hang on my relations. Hang on relations. Am I missing a screw? Are there bosses? Going to wager. There's a clip there. Clip here. So we have clip, a clip, and a clip. But I don't know if there's any bosses on those clips. So we're going to try to look. Ooh. inspection light. It looks like I just have to overcome a small plastic tab. So, I stick my hand in there, try to overcome it by leaning. There we go. Something else got me. Something else has a hold. A fairly good one too. Let's recur to our model. Where's this? I think it's a screw loss. I don't know where to put it. There will be no place for it to be. It's up here. All three screws are out. No speakers are in. What we're going to do is we're going to, I know I don't like to do this, but we're going to pry these open a little bit to see if I can free this. Find the spot that's catching. Something in this corner feels hung to me. I'm not sure what it is yet. There's a tension and torque in this thing. I don't know where it is coming at. I want to say it's just this clip, and if I pull, I can overcome it. I have a rule about excessive force when taking things apart. So what we're going to look for is any kind of concealed fasteners. Which I don't think we have any on this keyboard. It's not look removable in any way, shape, or form. So what we're looking at, I think, is just something hanging around there. Something in there's got a grip. Ain't that tab. Right in here somewhere. So let's look at that example. The head or behind? The head is in this corner. Let's see. There we go. It was some adhesive tape was what was holding this together. Okay. Fair enough. So now we're in. Put that up there. In our outbound pile. Put this back on our inbound pile. And now some more parts are going to stream off real fast. First thing we're going to do, and I'll do it to maybe this camera. How's it looking? Maybe. Maybe, maybe not. First thing we're going to do is we're going to remove all these connectors. Leaving the wireless card connectors just pop off. These and that. There's some tape. We'll just remove the tape. Let's the tape aside. We're going to try to reuse any tape that we have. I'm assuming pull tab. Close look at it here. Anytime you see things like this, yep, it's just pull off. And this is the other connector. This is our USB and touch sensitive one. There's that. Just kind of work that side of the wire good. Pressure puts in. Alright, so that's free, this is free. That's all the wiring. Now we're going to do the hinge screws. Actually, since there's screws missing, top tech tip here, there's screws missing in these holes. So I don't forget later, I'm going to take a picture of them now. And now I have a reference photo of everything. These are all the same. Judging by the screws coming out, I'm looking at all the same screw. So that's good news. Now we're going to just simply take the screen away. Here's the body of the laptop. We're going to go backside down. Here's the screen and the backing plane. We're going to unwire. First, we're going to take these hinges out. Okay, so that's the hinges. As you see, let me actually get a picture of the routing. Again, no manual, so we're going to take yet more photos of, of the way these wires are routed through these hinge pins. And I know I've already moved them, but I got a rough idea of the way it goes back together. And this way, when I put this back together later, it won't be as bad. So we're going to move this, even though we don't have to, I just want to see, okay, it just kind of snapped in. And yeah, yeah, they're not the easiest things to turn. So this screen is now, still not yet free. You want to try to keep this metal mesh tape too, it's like a grounding strap. I just realized I need to take a photo of this. This needs a picture because it is different. So another photo is in order before I get too far. Also, on ones like this where it's an inside screw, you don't ever see it, take a Sharpie and just black circle or semicircle. So now I know those black ones are where the screws belong. And there's no question as to where they go. Okay, so that's that hinge removed. And that one was much tougher. Much tougher. So this is the antenna for the Wi-Fi. We have a new one of those. This is the screen assembly. We don't have a new one of these. We have to reuse this one. And this one looks just fine. Now this is the part I've been wondering about, because this is the backing plate. Let's move this stuff around because we're going to do some things with some stuff, and I don't want to have all this laying in my way. That's not comforting. I don't know where that screw came from. Oh. No. We're just going to clink him aside for where he went in a minute. Loose screw fell out of somewhere. So we didn't take that one out. Now this one, we're going to peel this strap back. Sit that right there. Now what we have is, this is the area where this piece of hinge needs to be put back. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the hinge off. Oh wait, screws again. to photograph it 80 bazillion times. And we're going to mark it. Even though we're not reusing these hinges, it's good to know where they belong. Other than the trackpad, I think you probably could clean and salvage everything you see here. You could most likely repair these hinges if you had the right tools and some time. Because even the new hinges that came were stiff, so we lubed those and loosened them up a bit. Only because we're afraid of things. So this is all pretty good. The mounting bosses are still there. Doesn't really key in very much, but right now we're just checking our fit. This is going to be a tight wedge fit, but it looks like I have to go outside to in. Because it looks like it broke out from underneath. Looks like what it's going to be. Let me get some cleaning materials and we're going to clean out that. So we have some Sierra acrylate or super glue, some alcohol prep pad to wipe everything down. That's super dirty. We want to have the cleanest mounting surface for best possible chance of adhesion. There's some dirt in there. We're going to apply a little glue to the top too, so we're going to clean all that up as much as we can. We're going to try not to touch this surface once we get it at least wiped down thoroughly. Alright. Let those dry a moment. How's our red view look? Our red view looks pretty good. Huh. Batteries in my player are weak. How's my... They're looking fairly good. Alright. Let's see what we are indifferent of. How am I supposed to... Should I just screw this? Oh, I bet you I take this out. Yeah, that's probably the secret. Screw until it breaks. In the jar. Yep. That. Yeah, that's the way. That's pretty clever. Actually, before we get started with this, we need to evaluate this piece of paper. This will work. We want somewhere to land this glue when we're done. We're going to follow the same path the manufacturer did. We're going to add extra glue to reinforce some stuff. We're going to simply just rest. Ooh, shit. Be very careful not to touch it too much, because super glue, man. We're getting good wash up, so that's a good sign. I'm going to clamp R2 or 10 or 15 or 30. I'm going to let this sit a few minutes. Some spring pressure on it. what we're looking at right now. I'm just trying to get the plastic parts pressed as flat into each other as I can. Hoping that's enough. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pour here. There's a crack here, and over this crack to help make it stronger. Because this is kind of a one-time use tube anyway. I'm just going to work gently here. We're working gently. We're working quickly, but we're working cautiously. Can I get it on the outside? No. Okay. So what we're trying to do is just gently work in some super glue. Now, repairs like this, I don't typically offer any kind of warranty on this work because, of course, there's no warranty to be had here. I like to dry coat everything thoroughly because I want the super glue will bond to itself. It'll also bond to this plastic, and I'm trying to get as much surface area bonded together as can be bonded. One, because this tube is only going to last me one use because of the nature of this type of glue. So it's going to be useless in a minute anyway. And I'm trying to fill the gussets. There's little plastic gussets. I've got a good close picture. What I want to do is I want to use anywhere I can put glue to strengthen the joint, but not degrade the look of the unit. And I don't want to go into this seam because the seam could be a problem. So we're just trying to fit it anywhere here. That's a crack there, so we'll just kind of keep going with this glue to there. I mean, it's flush. So we're going to call that good, and we're going to let that dry. That's the repaired. There's your repair. Right there. So we'll let that dry. So if we look at this, we're doing a trackpad, which is right here. This is the battery pack. And we have a replacement trackpad to look at. And for reference, again, more reference material. Reference material. Trackpad was what? $16.88 with shipping. Not a bad deal. New trackpad. Shiny new. What my friend would be upset if I put this in upside down. I think it'd be funny as hell. I don't think she'll be as amused. Two. Why is this stuck in the... Apparently some moisture. Oh. Oh. Not the trackpad that's sticking, it's the cord. Okay. In her case, the trackpad ain't working, we'll replace the cord and the trackpad. So let's look at this. We have a battery. There's some battery screws. That screw, is that a battery screw by chance, maybe? I'd be willing to wager you belong right there. And I bet you I'm right. Yep, that's where that goes. Battery screws. Okay. So now we found the mystery of what the heck screw that was. I feel kind of better about that now. Battery pack looks decent. It's not swelling or bulging. It's good because when lipos go bad, they go bad spectacular. Oh. Pulls up. Okay. So it's not a slip connector, it's a pull up type. It could have slid back, but it really didn't know where to go. It was captured by the little pins. Okay. Better list right out. Now, look at our mouse situation here. So we have an LED. Remove that. Okay. I'm sure this is stuck down. So carefully. I'm going to lift it off this one too. We're all going to sit right here because we don't need to go far. trackpad, motherboard. Lift this out. Same thing, we're not going to take it far, just move it a little bit. Right there. Okay, so now trackpad. You are probably held down on this end. I don't know what this is, but we're going to remove it. Only because I gotta get this tape lifted, and if I liberate this tape, it might catch that cord. And we're looking like 3 large flat Phillips. Pretty stock arrangement for this kind of setup. So there's one. Two. And then 3. Now I reach in here with my tool and the hook, should be able to find a corner and lift. It might be stuck down. It might be stuck up. Who knows? Oh, I got freedom on this side. Wait, is it not? Oh, got it. There you go. Ha! Interesting. So this trackpad is actually bonded. We can clean that hole out while we're in there. So let's look at this bracket we have here. It appears to be, I'm almost sure it is, bonded. If you do laptops long enough, you get yourself a roll of, got hung on my microphone. If you do this long enough, you get yourself a roll of Cap-On tape, or Kaplan tape, and double stick tape. And we will reapply double stick tape to the back of this to complete this installation. If we don't get it all off, I'm not going to be super worried, but I want to have some fresh tape to hold that trackpad down. I think it really can't escape. It's retained by the case, but the manufacturer did it, and they did it for good reason, I'm sure. But this tape is ruined. Mostly because I had to fight with it. As you can see, it peels right off, so it's really not the most stickiest of sticky tapes in the world. It just, you have to approach it correctly. That's the perk to my work table. It doesn't care about sharp things because it is made for this. It's one of those things, you get into laptop repair, you're going to be buying a lot of weird things. X-Acto knives are your friends. Because stuff always needs trimming in this industry, and I don't know why that is. I think it's because manufacturers hate us as technicians. We want to keep everything as OE as possible, so we'll cut it all out in the same kind of ways. Even though the manufacturer made this out of 1 piece, and I'm going to have to make it out of like 5. And I'm making a couple little curly cues, but I'm not going to worry about those too much. Oh, look, we already started peeling. Cool. Even gonna go there. What we're gonna do. Quality double stick tape. Before you guys ask, I don't know who makes this stick tape. I got it from Panasonic when I did a Toughbook repair. They gave me a whole roll. And of course, every laptop doesn't need an entire roll of tape. Unless you really, really need an entire roll of tape to make a repair like this. So I've had this roll for a while. But I imagine if you hit eBay or anywhere, you just look up you know, clear double stick tape. I'm sure it's something from 3M because they seem to make all the adhesives for stuff like this. Yes, I didn't think that through. Yes, I peeled my tape up early. I don't care. In the end, this repair will be perfectly fine. This will be a perfectly toolable repair. I'm going to reuse these pieces because, well, one, I thought about it. Two, they're in my hand. So I need to put a little piece of tape right here. This will be that little piece of tape. A little hog wild there, that's fine. Okay, now that's the setup with new double stick tape. So we can replace when we go to put that in. Okay. Now, we're going to take the laptop back over here. We got our good trackpad. We're going for the bad trackpad because it's clean. It's that there, cord there, this there. Now look at this laptop because we know, I know they, one, smoke and two, have cats. So with that knowledge at hand, we're going to just lightly clean this thing out. This is a chip brush, by the way. If you don't know what these are, you go to Harbor Freight and get like a bag full of them for like $3. And they're really good because we're just trying to brush any dust off. We could blow this off with air, which we probably might do. But there's some things air just can't do, like get the crap out of this here. And I'm going to look in through the, take my inspection light, shine it in through here, and look down and through. Probably pretty good. I got some crumbage up here. I'm going to just take all my garbage can dust off real quick. Okay, now take a little spudger. There's like a piece of, I think it's M&M crayon or something. Yes, and I'm getting all my clean work surface. Big brush, happy trees. Okay. Someone's like, you're rubbing it all over your counter. No. The texture on this table is great. Hang on a minute. Before we put the trackpad back in, we're going to clean the trackpad's receiver. We got some 99% alcohol in a pump. Long Q-tips, basically. They're cotton swabs. But this is the only time we're going to be in here, and, well, frankly, I just like to keep these things clean. Alright. A little puddle alcohol to work out of. There was totally liquid dropped in this at one point, or something spilled into this trackpad's assembly. It's also purple. Purple. But Jess, did you drop some hair dye in this thing? Flip it over, you see the real yummy thing. Yum yum. Ultimately, the always giveaway. Let me get in. That is so appropriate. For those of you who can't read it, it says "so tasty," and there's just a big shmoo. Need some more swabs. Oh, no, that's this might need a lot of swabs. Tasty. Cheap Chinese swabs. Made of Chinesium. Yes, I probably could just get in there with a rag, but I just don't feel like it. Which is going to be so much of my chin just rubbing on this microphone. I might have to get a headset like some of the other YouTubers use. Now, we'll clean the outside. We'll also tap the keyboard while we got it up. This is always a fun experiment. There's like a goop, I can see it stuck in the thing. There's some goop I see stuck in the thing. And again, the brush to paint happy trees. Okay. So we look pretty clean. So we're going to take all of our Q-tips. Maybe ready to go. Q-tips. Okay. Now I need to wipe this down. Another one of my favorite products. And this is called Free and Easy, made by PDP. It's actually Auto Detailer. It's an all-purpose cleaner for automotive use. Which, if you think about it, automotive cleaners are the best for computers because your computer and your car are made of mostly the same materials. Especially now that damn near cars are turning into computers. But that is a rant for a different day. But we're going to clean this cover down. And my friend's stickers may or may not make the cut. We'll find out how this goes. I'll try to be easy on their stickers. A little bit of the schmoo. Right now, this is the only time some of this is accessible to clean. We wipe everything down. Try to be as thorough as possible for our cleanliness. Okay. Everything seems to be pretty decent. There's a very little extra cat in there, so that's cool. Rehang this back on the hook. Well, let's see about getting this trackpad installed, shall we? Trackpad looks good, no damage. If I quit dropping crumbs and everything, we're going to be really good. Trackpad drops in from this way, let's see. Trackpad has absolutely no resilience. So yes, it does need that whole affixment assembly to kind of hold it into... Are trackpads the same size? Dumb question, but are they the... Yeah, there's room, okay. So we have to stick that thing onto here first, I guess. So those hurry up and don't fuck up kind of moments, huh? A while on that, trim out a bit more. I worry a bit about that corrosion, but we'll see how that plays. See how this game plays. It's PLR tape, which is really good tape. Like, if something fails and this tape has to come apart, it's going to be a pain in the butt because it's quality. Okay. This is quality. From what I understand, it looks like it goes this way. We'll line it evenly, I guess. We split the difference. Something in that neighborhood. Maybe. Maybe not. We will find out momentarily. Slip it back in. All kinds of fun this is going to be, I can tell already. I worry because this isn't laying like it was, it's laying under. So what we're going to do, to give us the inch that we need, just like so. We can pull that out with tweezers later if we have to. Trackpads. So note to the wise, if you get a trackpad or something, make sure you get one with all the trackpaddy goodness. Hey, look at that. How does it look? Looks like we'll be okay. Looks like everything will be A-okay. Where's home starter? Everything will be A-okay. Strong Bad's still checking his emails with his boxing gloves on. We're going to seat this before we... Because right now it's just kind of floating. Just enough so we had some kind of marked bit here. Okay. Now, we need tweezers. Tweezers. I buy tweezers like I buy everything else, thousands at a time. I might have to put a padding filler in there because it's just not quite right. No. Let's pad that a touch. That over here looks kind of like. Well, that looks like it's working. That's poorly. That's all we need. As we look now. There, what we got. Okay. I can do with that. Look pretty okay. A little bit of schmoo. Keyboard looked good. Screen looks good. She's not too bad for the wear. She's not too worse for the wear. It came out okay. So let's put the cables back together. We got a couple here. Oh, there it is. This cable, that cable, and this cable. 3 plugs we undid. So 3 plugs we have to redo. 1. 2. 3. This is your motherboard to your mouse. Which one is the new one? They both look identical. We'll inevitably check trackpad functionality when we put this back together. For now, it's not getting trackpad in, and the plug seated. Fat fingers and tweezers. There we go. This one. In my ear, I have my camera next to my Nikon with the signal lens, and the signal lens is a quite loud autofocus. So I hear everything else is seated. Those are seated, seated. Next thing back in line is the battery. I'm gonna wipe that down. Again, reaching off camera like a cartoon character. Just whoop, thing. Magical things. Magical things. Alright. That was dumb. I did that a dumb way. Clean the pack just to... For any of you want to know what the battery is. Clear shot of the battery, rating, pack. Pack number peak. Let's go. I'll get you a shot in this camera. Maybe not. Autofocus? Pop. I'll get some light on the subject here. There you go. B41 and 1341. Okay. Put the tape back down. Finish the wipe down. Nothing too disgusting. I don't want to think about it. Okay, so feed. Here we go. Slip this back into the little receivers. It should just kind of fall back into place, which it did. Wiggle it for freedom. Grab the silver screws that we know belong to this. Take note there's a crack on that screw, possibly from the force from the whole hinge problem this case had. But we'll get there in a minute. It's way early here my time, but I caught a nap earlier and that's kind of... Now I'm awake and it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm making YouTube videos and repairs. Alright, we're going to plug this battery back in. It might kick up to life. I'm going to put tape back on it. Manufacturer spec tape. We will try to reuse it where possible. That looks pretty decent. I can live with all that. That was probably me. Sometimes you tear some stuff up tape-wise and you gotta replace it. So there's your cap-on tape. In there because the manufacturer specs some. We'll put it back. I guess we do the hinges on the body first. If I had to guesstimate how we go about this. So I know this goes into the body like so. It's the left and this is the right because, you know, things are identifiable from this particular vantage point. Here's that having pictures comes in handy. And everything looks as it did, which makes me happy. So that's cool. You know, these are pretty snug. Again, we're not trying to strip anything because that would be bad. We do want everything really tight. I'm doing some of this from memory, but I do like to have a picture to reference because there's nothing worse than putting a screw in the wrong place, getting almost everything together and realizing that your one screw is out of position and you can't put it back together the rest of the way without going back in after something. It's good and snug because I don't want these to be problematic for me. And as you see, these roll nicely. They're firm, but they roll. The old thing, that's cool. Let's grab the new hotness. And this is a T5 inside of here. So let's get the T5 screws out. Also these here. already starting to come apart for us, which is kind of nice. You gotta be careful, these are actual finished parts now. This is the cover, from where we worked out last time, it was this way. Right? Yes. If we were really confused, and we could easily just put them in and see if it fits, but it doesn't, you know, won't. Because we're smarticles like that. Somewhere in that neck of the woods. The wireless card is on this side, so this goes this way. Oh, well, we know this needs to go over and through, so this goes like so, and like so. Check my nose. Proper hinge alignment, which we may or may not get this time. Right and left, we have it right and left, and that looks like everything is on a line. Flips. Now you could break this down. When I list this video, I'll list all the things that I did. You know, this will be based on a... So this will be a hinge, a trackpad, and a wireless antenna. Again, tight, but don't kill them. Just tight. If you'd like to, you could reapply thread locker if you feel like it. I never do. I never really felt it necessary. So now, the one with this goes first. The one with the extra bit of wear protection. And this one goes on top, which is, I guess, okay. I don't know. These manufacturers, they come up with these ideas. They go, yeah, it's going to work. That's the way it's going to go together. So now, we figure out, does it go... Looks like it goes down the inside. So what we got to look at here is how we're going to get into our case. Look at our cover fitment. The cover fitment tells me it's going to go down. I deduced that simply by just looking. But yeah. Okay, now, sit back again. I'm going to find us a happy routing for these antenna wires. There's some tape. You don't have to reuse this fiber tape. Don't do that. There we go. We can use tap-on tape for this. This one looks like it's already kind of in a position. I'll take a picture of this before I pull it off. Again, notes about wire routing. Always a handy bit. Let me see if I can see anything. I took some pictures the other day of it before I did anything. Yeah. Okay. Tab 1 and 2 on the antennas, or are they just marked? So the white is box, black is main. So main is black is 1. So this goes here like we thought. This goes here like we thought. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to just double check things. And these will just kind of, I guess, find their way. Guessing that's going to be their way. I'm going to take this down right here on this hinge, because there is nothing in my way. The cap on tape. This is special electrical tape. Not quite electrical tape. The cap on tape is high heat tape you find in lots of products. And of course, I forgot it's oily. That ain't going to work because it's oily. Something like that, just to kind of keep those from getting caught on something and yanking off. Someone's hair. Alright, so now, we're going to need, I guess we'll do the backing and then we'll put the screen into it. Probably the way. Looks like our glue is just about dry. Our repair should be just about stiff. I want to say we got some good bond there. So we're going to get these settled up underneath. Again, with there being 3 screws and 4 holes, we have our little ID map. A little photo we took of all the screws and where they went, even though they are marked. And we could reference our other part, as we sometimes will do. This is where a good magnetized screwdriver earns you money. Piece of bonding tape. Not to be confused with bondage tape, which is a lot more exciting. Bonding tape to ground the plastic, because yes, you need to ground your plastic. And I don't ask the questions, I just repaired the stuff. Almost coming around to it. We gotta get our hinge into alignment. So I think right now it's a little bit in the strange. We'll put some. I think they've got some glue in that hole. That could become a problem. Super glue in the hole could be a problem. Take notice, it could be a problem, but we're not. Lay this mouse back so we can apply ample pressure. Make sure all these are snug. Outstripping them. Alright, now, take this piece of tape, tape the bond, screw onto the case that we had before, check our operation. Just for fun, this is all the way around, we're going to take it all the way around, gently. The action is smooth, I'll touch it. You don't usually use it as a trackpad or a touchpad, but there's a little bit of play. I'm good with that. I like a little bit of movement because the problem with this before was this hinge bound. And this hinge feels really nice right now, so I can live with that. The next step I'm going to imagine is to get the screen back into the housing. We're going to lay it flat, which is kind of nice in this model. We can lay it perfectly flat. Plop. We should clean this before we continue on our adventure into Repairville. We will continue our cleaning adventure too. Because it's apart, we need to clean it. Oh my goodness. This needs to be completely clean. Because there'll be some clearance issues if it's not completely clean. There's a little bit of breakage in this corner from the failure from the previous time. So we're going to have to be aware of that. And if you're doing this for a regular customer, you'd have to let them know that you found breakage in the system prior to your work. You would inspect this unit thoroughly before you accept it, and you would tell them about all the shortcomings it's having. Not to make the customer feel any worse, but you want them to know. You know what's up with it before you took it. Alright, you're going to swipe the edge. Stuff likes to get into screens and laptop bodies, and yeah. Laptops are actually quite nasty in the world of computable things. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these cables roughly back into their spots. Get them kind of pressed in there, check anything for wear, warpage, breakage, rippage, any kind of basic damage. It looks like we're screwing through the case body. And here looks okay. That's why we took them apart from inside the computer, because there's a much less going on there is going through this case. Because at this moment, this case is just loaded with stuff. And I do mean loaded. We may have to come back to that. We may have to reroute some stuff up and over and under and over and over and around. What might get really interesting is that we have to get this case, which is not the biggest of deals. We're going to snap in just a couple of these corners just to kind of hold it together while we fidget with the cable work. Now we have to route the cable through the housing, which is flat, so hopefully it will go. Maybe it did. There we go. Just get it up and around, and through and over and under. This is where we separate the boys from the better boys. Not the men, because the men are still too young, still too old for this. Unless there's some of those specialty ones from Silicon Valley. You can hear that from me. It's a bit loose, maybe. Yeah, now I got the. I don't know how I'm feeling about that right now. I think it might need to be a little tighter. Right here, it probably just flat and it just falls over. So, okay. That being noted, we will simply flip this up and over and around. Take these off. Remove the captain tape. Okay. We'll reopen it, and we're going to basically just drop the center section out, and then we'll just tighten it with a screwdriver. I have no problem dialing this in. Okay. Now if we just lift her up, whoop, there it goes. Anything of it falls out, which is perfectly fine. Just try to keep it not too tugged upon. Get our leaf screwdriver. Okay, we're back on assembly now. Actually, I think we still have a little bit more adjustment to make in this hinge assembly. It still feels a little sloppy. So we will continue to tighten and adjust with our small wrench. Wi-Fi cable just laying out in the breeze. There. It's geared, so both sides are there on this particular setup. We'll find that happy spot where we're just stiff enough to work, but not too stiff that we break it every time we try to open it. I kind of like that. That feels about right. So now let's get this cable routing figured out. Okay. One side started and we'll start the other. One half, now I use this half. Better. On my buttons. Hooked on my buttons. Not the hardest button to button. Once we're open it, we should be able to sit the cover right back into this quite easily. Now, the fun part is going to be these wires all kind of friendly with each other and into where they need to be. Where the skill gets involved, I imagine. It's kind of a complicated hinge, and it's in this way. Don't put it up there, so easy way. Routing in there. These pass by the hinge through the body, something in that order. This one, similar kind of thing. Stick this on. Really quick. Find these things their way. Black and white here and there. Kind of nice that we can lay this flat. I want to make sure that everything is tucked somehow neatly into this housing. This work is kind of interesting. This is just like that. It's going to be our winner, chicken dinner. Like so. Our cover speaks to me. cover says it goes this way. It looks like the way the cover feels like it should sit. Now we're going to spin it and close this unit just ever so slightly. See, we're not quite there, but we can probably get the screw started. Going to help with the pinch and compression. Okay. Well, went in nicely. Also feel like it went in nicely. Everything feels pretty decent as far as placement goes. I don't see anything right now that's making me concerned. Wiring looks good. Cap on tape where we need it. I'm going to fresh cap on tape. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Oops, that's probably good. Those are tucked down. That's tucked in. No ear there to hold it, so taped. Best that tape will hold. We have that piece of fiber tape. Right. That's not work. Can you put that for abrasion resistance? Maybe. Maybe. I want to take these down, but I really don't want to do so. I'm going to build oil off of this. The oil off of this part. Try that real quick. Something in that order, we can probably tape that down. A little strain relief and a little bit of added movement protection. All done in cap and tape. Just kind of my factory sealer. See how that pinches down. Okay, we're back. We've tested off camera. Now we're going to just finish clipping this bezel back together. I think we did pretty good already. So that's good. We have our tray. We have our Phillips screws that go very, very, very carefully into the corners of the screen. Okay. Good and installed. Bust out the tweezers again. I'm going to turn this a bit, mostly for me to see it a little better. And lean it on its back. And since I'm a fat guy, you see, I can use my fatness to my advantage. And if you look, I got them on a tweezer in there. Sit these little boogers back where they go. Press a bit. There we go. One. That's why a super fine pair of tweezers is really convenient. And two. Okay, that is the screen reassembled. I'm gonna just take a look. I'll go with how that looks. I'll go with how that functions. So let's get the back on it. Cleaned up the computer, but I think I showed you guys that. Customer provided me with a new backplate because they feared theirs may be damaged, but it wasn't. But we're giving them the new one because they got it. So we will tuck the front hooks in place, and we will just pick it. And I always like to work in from a corner. Just kind of gently get the snaps going on here. And on a computer like this, the snaps hold the back together, and there's a couple in the middle, so we'll have to kind of press around. Alright. that is the snappy bits. Let's put back down our yellow towel that I'm sure the video is loving because it's probably so bright. Take note, microfiber on a piece of MDF. It's on there. Alright, so now we do the tedious process of putting all the screws back in. There is no particular pattern in which to work this, but I will work it. I like to work crisscross because, as you see, some of these clips aren't all the way down yet. If I work crisscross, I can find the ones that are still up. If I feel here, there's some play. The screws will suck in some of this. And if a clip is missed, it's not really a big deal because as the customer handles it, it'll clip in. Or sometimes you'll just see them as you do things and you go, oh yeah, clip. This is where it's nice to have a spinner on your screwdriver because you can put your index finger on top and just spin them down. Or like I like to just put my whole hand on top to give me the downward force so I don't cam out. This is why computer technicians have arthritis before they get old. I know it's amusing, isn't it, watching me put screws in. Do 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 do. On some of these you can feel that thread locker is still pretty good. You can feel it biting. You could re-thread locker these if you really wanted to. I've never really found it necessary, but the manufacturer did. I'm just kind of going with it. They leave enough on there that I'm going to be okay even if I don't replace it. But you can go either way with that. You can replace it if you like. I've never really had a situation where I felt I needed it, unless maybe if this was out of a car, like a laptop someone took with them for commercial use, or possibly if they worked at a place that made concrete vibratory machines, maybe then I might feel necessary to put the thread locker back in so the screws don't rattle themselves out. And I'm just going to make sure everything's fairly snug. And that's really all you need. And I'd like to point out, guys, the tray is empty. The one screw in here goes to there. And the piece of tape I replaced with some of my Captain tape. So we have no extra parts, except for the bad parts we took out. Which means we put it together correctly. If we look, it's all set. Let's pop her open. Make sure everything looks okay. We're going to hit our power button. I see the lights came on. In a minute we should see the logo on the screen. Logo on the screen. So now we know it's working. So we'll make sure that it boots back to the home screen, which it did. So we are good here, and you can see home screen. I'm going to turn it off. So we're going to go up. I'm going to check that the mouse still works. Yes. I'm going to hit the there. I'm going to shut it down. And we're going to let the computer power off. And that's going to conclude this repair. We replaced the hinges. We replaced the antenna for the wireless. That's part of the hinge assembly, kind of. We rerouted cables. We put a new trackpad in. So basically this is almost a complete teardown. If you look, there's some things in the screen. So yeah, I'm going to get this cleaned up, packed up, and sent back to the customer, who is my friend, who does photography stuff. I will put a link to her photography in my notes, so if you want to go check her out and maybe have her do some photos for you, you can do that. And until next time, guys, like, subscribe, comment, I don't know. But thanks, guys. You have a good one.